Okay, let's talk about AI. Artificial intelligence. It was supposed to be this incredible revolution, right? From discovering new medicines to, yes, even ordering our tacos perfectly every single time. But what if the very thing that's supposed to make our world smarter is actually getting dumber? What if AI is, in a way, starting to eat itself? So what is really going on here? Let's break it down.
You know the drill. We've all seen those mind-blowing demos and the headlines promising a world totally transformed by AI. But when you step away from the hype, the actual day-to-day reality of AI can feel, well, a little underwhelming, can it? There's this massive gap between what we're promised and what's actually being delivered.
And that really brings us to the core question for this whole explainer. I mean, we were promised this seamless, brilliant, almost magical new world. So why does it so often feel like AI is just falling flat on its face?
And look, I'm not talking about some abstract, high-level stuff. You've probably seen the viral videos yourself, that Taco Bell AI drive-thru that just cannot seem to understand you want a burrito, or the McDonald's AI that somehow adds bacon to an ice cream sundae. Yeah, these are funny, for sure, but they're not just glitches. They're symptoms of a way bigger problem, and it's leading to some very real, very widespread frustration.
This isn't just about fast food either. The scale of this problem is kind of staggering. According to some big industry reports, a whopping 95% of AI projects in the business world ultimately fail to meet their goals. Just let that sink in for a second. 95%. This is not about a few funny mistakes. We're talking about a systemic issue.
So, what is causing this incredible failure rate? Well, to get that, we have to talk about a concept that's basically polluting our entire digital world. It's a term you're going to start hearing a lot more, and it's called AI slop. The best way to think about AI slop is like digital pollution. It's this growing mountain of low-quality, often nonsensical or just flat-out wrong content that AI itself is creating. We're talking about articles, images, and data that, at a quick glance look real, but they're completely synthetic and often just riddled with flaws. And this slop is getting absolutely everywhere. It's becoming impossible to avoid. Every single day, AI systems are churning out this tidal wave of content. Blog posts, product reviews, things that even look like real news. And as the web gets more and more saturated with this synthetic stuff, it starts to create a really terrifying feedback loop.
And that feedback loop, well, it brings us to the absolute heart of the problem. It's a phenomenon that researchers have started calling the model collapse crisis. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's what happens when an AI starts learning from its own garbage.
So what is model collapse? Put simply, it's like a degenerative disease for AI. When a new AI model is trained on data that includes all of that AI slop from across the internet, it starts to forget what real human-made information looks and sounds like. Its quality, its accuracy, it just starts to degrade over time.
Okay, this is the vicious cycle, and it's pretty wild. So it starts out great. An AI trains on a clean set of pure human-created data. Perfect. Then that AI generates its own new synthetic content. That's our slop, which is always going to be a little bit flawed. Think of it like making a photocopy of a photocopy. Now, the next generation of AI comes along and scrapes the internet for data, and it gobbles up a mix of that original human stuff and the new AI slop. And the result? Its quality drops, and it produces even more distorted slop, and the cycle just keeps repeating, getting worse every single time.
So this is a deep, technical problem, for sure, but it has massive, real-world implications, which brings us to a really worrying economic question. Are we actually in an AI bubble? Because history might have a serious warning for us.
I mean, right now, billions with a B are being poured into AI companies. The valuations are just astronomical. But what if the core technology, the very thing everyone is betting on, is being built on a foundation that is slowly but surely crumbling underneath? What if the whole process is fundamentally flawed?
Does this pattern feel a little familiar? It really should. Think back to the Dotcom bubble in the late 90s. You had immense hype that completely outpaced any real-world profits, massive speculation on tech that wasn't proven, and it all ended in a spectacular market crash. Now look at today's AI boom. Promises to change the world? Check. Record-breaking investment? Oh, check. And now, growing concerns about fundamental underlying flaws like model collapse? The parallels are pretty hard to ignore.
And all of this leads us to one final, really critical question. As we race to build our entire future on the promise of artificial intelligence, are we making a huge mistake? Are we actually building it on a foundation made of its own digital garbage? It's definitely a question worth thinking about.